What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome back to a new episode of Restoration of Vick. For today's episode, we're going to be working on a pair of Beat Anniversary 9's. For those of you who don't remember, I picked these up at NYCCon a few weeks back for only 30 bucks, so now it's time to restore them. What we're going to be doing to these shoes is giving them a full deep cleaning using rejuvenator products, removing the yellowing off the soles, repainting and re-gluing the midsoles, and doing some tiny touch-ups on the white leather. So let's get started with this restoration. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is remove the shoelaces so we can clean up the entire shoe. Alright, to start this cleaning process, we're going to be using the hard bristle brush to clean the soles, and then work our way up to clean the uppers using the medium bristle brush. Alright, so we got most of the shoe completely clean. Now we're going to move on to cleaning the tongues using a suede brush. The reason why we're going to be using a suede brush is so we don't fray the material on the tongue. Alright, so the shoes are overall clean. Now we're going to put them in the single laundry bag so we can put them in the washing machine. Alright, so the shoes are fully pre-treated now. Now we're going to put throw them into the washing machine and add some of our Rejuvenator Advanced Sneaker Laundry Detergent that is available at rejuvenator.com right now. Alright, so whenever you're using the washing machine, you want to make sure your cycle is at small with cold water. Alright, so we're back after letting the shoes completely dry now. These are looking good overall, but that's just part one of the restoration. Now we're going to be moving on to removing the yellow off the soles using Salon Care 40, some saran wrap, and a paintbrush to apply it with. So let's get started. Alright, so in order for this product to work, you're either going to need the sun or some UV ray lights. I personally like using my indoor setup just because I don't have to worry about the shoes being left outside. Alright, so we're back after removing the yellowing off the soles for about an hour and a half in an indoor setup. These are looking really good. Just look at the before and after. One is yellow and one is white. Then the next thing we're going to move on to doing is stripping the soles. using some dazzing spray. But first, we gotta tape up the uppers. Alright, so I got most of the paint off using dazzing spray. So now we're gonna move on to removing the excess paint using some acetone and cotton balls. Alright, so we got all that old paint off the midsole fully stripped. Check them out. Nice and smooth. So now the next thing we're gonna do is remove this old tape so we could get the teeth on the midsoles prepped for reglue. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is retape this area right here so we can remove the old glue onto the midsoles using some acetone and cotton balls. Alright, so I went ahead and removed all that old glue from under the midsoles. Now we're going to go ahead and apply some brand new glue using some Barge Super Stick Cement. Alright, so we got the glue in there. We're going to let it sit for about 7 minutes before we clamp it together. But before we do that, we got to remove the tape right away. Alright, 7 minutes are up. Time to clamp. Alright, so we're all done with the reglue. That's one step down. Now we're going to move on to retaping the uppers and soles to get them ready for repaint. Alright, so we're all taped up now. This tape job took me a good 25 minutes to do. If you did it faster than that, you either rushed it or you're probably better at it than me. So now we're going to be moving on to laying down the paint. We're going to be using Angel's flat white paint and an angular brush. Alright, so we got the white laid down all over the white midsole. Check them out. It only took about 10,000 layers to lay down. So now we're going to move on to laying down the glossy finish using some Krylon Crystal Clear. Alright guys, so after letting the glossy finish dry for a couple of hours, we're going to go ahead and remove the tape, then do some tiny touch-ups on the uppers, then wrap it up. Alright, so the midsole repaint process is completely done now. You have to check that out. All we have to do now is the last step, and which is do some tiny touch-ups on the uppers using some flat white paint and an angular brush. Alright YouTube, that's going to wrap it up on this full restoration on these anniversary 9's. Just a quick breakdown of what I did. I gave this a good deep cleaning using rejuvenators, single laundry system, detergent, sole brush, and suede brush. All this stuff is available at rejuvenator.com. Make sure you use my promo code in the description below. I also deoxidized the soles, repainted the midsoles, and did some tiny touch-ups on the uppers. So I hope you guys learned something from this video and enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next Monday.